y'all, Stacy here. Thank you so much for joining me for this chop and chat. I am super thrilled that I have pulled 5 scents that I am just ready to be melting. And these are just bliss melts for me, and I can't wait. There's one that I haven't tried yet, and then all the others I have experience with. As a quick reminder up top, I do use mostly 25-watt and up Scentsy Warmers, as I am a Scentsy consultant. Those warmers are typically on for 15 hours a day. The question that I have for you before we get started is, do you chop your wax as you go? Or do you chop for the month, or chop for 2 weeks, or chop for a week, or chop your whole pre-order when it comes in? Inquiring minds want to know. Now, this is one that I have been curing. The influence of Alexis is present in the fact that I have not cut into this beautiful little tub of sugared chestnut and apple butter. Now, I have melted this before. It's apple butter, brown sugar, toasted chestnuts, clove, and notes of spice. You can see here that this was a really crumbly loaf. When I was trying to cold sniff it, it kind of came out. Like, this happened last year. I also had, I think 2 or 3 souffles of this, and the souffles I melted almost as soon as they came. I'm not super worried about these little pieces. I think I'm going to try and kind of keep it together as I chop it, but it's all going to get melted anyway, so crumbly wax does not bother me. Now, you can see here on these tubs, they do have like little demarcations. I used to go around and cut in wedges, and I know lots of folks that still do that. But for me, I did switch to this method where I cut the Teddy Bees tubs that I have down the middle like this. Then I will cut the half in half, and then I will slice horizontally across. It's going to be interesting with this crack to see how that happens, but whatever. I love this fragrance. It's such a beautiful one. I do feel like it has some similarities to Hot Pie, not in its notes. It's more present in the air. You definitely smell it in the air more than I smell personally Hot Pie. I really like Hot Pie. To me, Hot Pie is one of Teddy Bees fragrances where I feel like it's a bit of a toxic relationship because it's like you don't know that it's there, but you know when it's gone. And that's just, it's one of those types of fragrances. This is a very aromatic scent, but the chestnut is beautiful. The apple butter is glorious. I love it. Now, technically, I am chopping this sooner than I wanted to be chopping this. I was trying very hard to get to the, what is it, October the 23rd, I think the date said, because last year, I was very, very, very influenced by Alexis Schluter that's here on YouTube, and she cures her Teddy Beeswax for a year. So I started playing with curing my Teddy Beeswax a lot longer than I ever had before. I have it. There are a couple of fragrances that I have noticed a difference in. There's really only one that stands out to me, and it's Spooky Encounters. And I loved it when I first melted it, but I did let it cure. And as I let it cure, it just became more and more magical. So that is one that I feel like the wait time really did do something unique and wonderful to it. See, look, no harm, no foul. It was crumbly, but it's all gonna hang out in this tub and get melted together anyway. So for me, I'm not super invested in curing my wax for an incredibly long period of time. One of the biggest concerns that I have with all wax is waiting too long, and then you've kind of held on to a scent and you're not necessarily getting anything if the scent goes bad. Thankfully, I have yet to have that happen. I am so excited to get this one in my warmers, though, and see if it has changed at all as I have let it sit for a year. Now, this second one from Teddy Bees was the hardest for me not to bust into. This is Wish a Witch Woods, and I melted, I think, 4 souffles of this last year, and it was glorious to me already. It's got fireside marshmallow, buttery sugar cookies, bonfire embers, and Palo Santo. And the Palo Santo in here, I smell it right now. Did I show you the cuteness? Look at the cuteness. It's some of my favorite glitter. There's a little spider. Can you see the little spider? Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good. The fragrance is so good, and I have missed it. It was really, really a challenge for me to not bust into this thing. I literally flew through last year like 4 souffles of this fragrance. It's so beautiful. It performs in my open concept really well. And I started melting this right when I first realized that I didn't have to just only melt my teddy bees in votive warmers. I started melting teddy bees, funnily enough, in like my friend thinks 2018, because I used to like just piggyback off of her order, but I feel like it was 2019 per my spreadsheet when I really started noticing that I enjoyed her wax greatly. And because of her instructions, I felt like I could only melt it in votive warmers. So that's all that I did. And then probably just over a year ago, I started exploring melting it in like my 25 watt and up warmers. And I get such amazing performance. And this is one of those that is just glorious, and I can't wait, and I'm excited to see if this has become more fabulous. It smells just like I remember it. So I don't feel like I'm noticing any change, but we'll see how it warms, and this is going to be gone fast. I do hope that that comes back sometime soon. It's a beautiful fragrance. I just do love the way that she works with Palo Santo in general. So good. This next scent blew my mind when I smelled it the first time. I received it from Erica over at Second and Spruce as a gift 1 or 2 pre-orders ago. So beautiful. It's London Fog, Earl Grey tea, lavender, and vanilla. This is a softer wax, so I am going to try the same strategy, cutting it down the middle, and see if I can kind of make it through. Look how cute it is with the little sparkles. Oh, it smells amazing right now. You guys, this is Earl Grey tea. It is unbelievable. This is a much softer wax, so I do anticipate this to be a bit of a challenge and a bit of a mess, and I'm probably going to have to clean up as I go, but it is so worth it. I actually smelt this on cold and started hunting around for other bits of it that I picked up in D-Stash. So I have already melted another variety of this that I received in a D-Stash, and it is just, oh my goodness. I don't think people talk, well, and maybe they do, and I just don't hear it because I'm listening so much for the bakery notes. And I do enjoy Erica's bakery a lot. Like one of my very favorites is I'm Going to Paris. Like I really love the way she does Sweet on Paris type. Really beautiful. You can see how soft this is, you guys. I told you it's going to be a mess, but I do prefer, I think, her mini loaves, but I don't care. I love this scent. It's worth whatever whatever hassle this moment is so worth the fragrance that is going to be wafting throughout my home. But I do really love her bakery, and I think especially people that like a sweeter bakery, it's she does a beautiful job with it. She also does a beautiful job with coffee, but I feel like she is incredible at tea. And that's just something that kind of flew under my radar for a while, I will say. And I just feel like she's not one note. Like, I feel like she is an expert blender in nearly every category. For me, I am like a deep, bold spice lover, and I have yet to have something that's like what I would consider really, truly spicy from her. But I have never had anything with spice notes that I have found objectionable or not beautiful. So I really do appreciate Second and Spruce Wax, and I'm really excited to try, oh gosh, what is it? Tipsy Gingerbread Man. I've heard so much about that. Tipsy Gingerbread is, I think, an eggnog scent, though. It's an eggnog with a little bit of gingerbread. Ooh, I'm so excited for my London Fog. Now, I will tell you that is a softer wax, and it is everywhere. It's on my hands. It's on the chopper here. So I am going to have to take a few little extra minutes to really clean up my blade and my hands before I move on to the next scent, because while I love this scent, I would like it not to be on the next things that I'm chopping. I do find that this wax, for me, I think Second and Spruce is really easy to chop in a cake bite. And I think it's like the cake bite size, which I don't think is currently offered. And then also in the mini loaf size, it is a little bit more challenging in the tub, but I love having a tub with a lid. So it's kind of one of those things that I don't know. It's hard to decide. I do not want to use Second and Spruce wax as a scoop because it's not, to me, even though Second and Spruce is a little bit stickier, it's not as, it doesn't fall apart in the same way that lavender and speckles olive oil blend falls apart. So I don't mind chopping it and taking a little extra time to kind of clean as I go. But it is one of those things that I really like. I debated in the last pre-order about, but there were just a couple that I knew I wanted in tubs. So I did get some more tubs. But I think in general, I might lean more towards mini loaves. And while she's offering clams, her clams are amazing to me. I am just using a little bit of hand sanitizer on my hands because they smelled fabulous. But again, I am moving on to a scent that does not need to smell. It would probably be fine with Earl Grey, but I don't want my Babashook to smell like Earl Grey. Now, this is Babashook, and I love it. Britta's is known for her artistic take on patchouli, and this blend is no exception. It is glorious. I first learned about it from Summer Michelle here on YouTube. It's patchouli, sugar cookie royale, sweet and creamy, and vanilla bean marshmallow. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing. I always struggle to get these souffles out because the souffle tin is really thin. But one of the things when I was doing this project Use It Up, I think was that last month or the month before, that Summer Michelle also started. Um, but I learned that I really do prefer Brita Sweet and Creamy because I did just a single sample of Sweet and Creamy from Britta's, and it's just so beautiful. I am going to try and cut this knot in half here because this is a very tapered sort of souffle. I'm not sure if you can see that. Sometimes it doesn't communicate on the camera, but it's very tapered. So there is a wider, the top is way wider than the bottom. So I'm trying to get the pieces as uniform as I can. So I actually do it more like, 70-30 in the cut on the side there, just as an FYI. I don't think I really need to put this back in the tin, but I'm probably going to try because why not? I think I'm probably going to be melting this week. It's such a beautiful fragrance, and I just am sort of in the mood for fall bakery, but for fall bakery that is nuanced. And for me, I don't prefer, oh, did you for fall bakery that is like, I don't I do like sweet bakery, but I also really like bakery when it's mixed with woods and coffee and leaves and patchouli and kind of those types of fragrances. I think it just gives it a much better and more appealing balance. I think it was last week Martha from Martha's Fragrance Corner was talking about that she's going through a phase where she's melting bakery just in smaller spurts. And for me, that's the way that I am with sweet bakery. I just only want it for a few hours at a time, not usually a whole day. But when it's mixed with stuff, I can melt it for hours and hours. Now, today is October 3rd, which is a beautiful bakery blend that I think we all probably that have L3 know and love. I'm sure there are some folks that love L3 that do not love Today is October 3rd. Everybody doesn't love all the same things, but I just haven't met them yet. What a beautiful purple wax this is. I am going to cut this right down the center here, and then I'm going to cut the depth of the wax, and then I will make horizontal cuts going down. I'm aiming to have, I would say, like anywhere from 20 to 24 little pieces from this particular loaf. One of the things that I will say about kind of bakery and lavender is it can go so wrong. I do enjoy lavender, but lavender can be incredibly sharp, and all lavender bakery combinations are not made equally. For me, I feel like this particular one has a really nice balance, even though I'm not sure if I said this already, but it lists as sweet lavender. This is nothing to me at all like Teddy B's salty lavender, which has a true sweet lavender to it. There's nothing soft about it. I have also melted lavender wishes from Traverse City that I got in the most recent round robin box that I received, and that is a sweeter lavender. It's not herbaceous. This is a sweet herbaceous lavender, so you do have to be okay with some level of an herbal note. 4, 5, 6, 12, 24. So that's 24 pieces. That is what I'm going for. So I'm going to have 24 little pieces out of this loaf. And I think that's suitable for this because I do find that I don't need, oh, they're all jumping out of the loaf pan. No problem. This is why I love having like a little cloth of some sort right underneath where I'm cutting. Ah, very good. So it's all in the loaf, Jen. I do feel like this is a beautiful fragrance. It's just for me, scents like Teddy B's Salty Lavender, there's just nothing that has come close to me to that particular lavender scent. It's my all-time favorite. At this point, I don't know if there is a lavender scent that could dethrone it. I just love the way the salty air in that fragrance mixes with that truly sweet lavender. But I do find that these sort of herbal lavenders and different adaptations of sweet lavender are really beautiful when they are mixed with bakery scents. And I find them very broadly appealing and I enjoy them in all of my spaces. So I'm super excited to have this one on deck. I think it's going to be a nice balance and mix to all of the pumpkin. I am just a pumpkin and apple melting machine right now. I also really have gone through a phase where it's like I'm pumpkin, apple, and sandalwood. I feel like these are my fragrances, and I am trying to always push myself to make sure that I'm melting through all of the scent families and I'm not just fixating on one, but I go through these spells. I don't know, are you guys like that where you just find yourself gravitating to particular scents? I'm not trying to go nose blind to any of my favorite scent notes. So I will always be making sure that I am moving through those scent notes as best I can. I know we can't always avoid that. It happens sometimes. It happened to me with the volcano scent not too long ago. But I am really excited about all 5 of these. I cannot wait to melt them. I probably won't finish them super quickly, but I am looking forward to seeing how they perform, some of these that are aged, how they cured. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell if you enjoyed this. And don't forget, you can check out some of my other videos. I do lots of different content, and I'm doing hauls now, you guys. Like, who even am I? I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.